Microsoft Mobile is a multinational mobile phone and mobile computing device manufacturing company headquartered in Espoo, Finland, and a wholly owned subsidiary of Microsoft. It is a legal body that oversees and legally represents the activities in the design, development, manufacture and distribution of mobile phones, smartphones, tablet computers, related accessories and services. Microsoft Mobile was established following the acquisition of Nokia's Devices and Services division by Microsoft, which was completed in April 2014. Microsoft Mobile got the right to sell mobile phones under the Nokia brand name as part of a 10-year licensing agreement, as long as those phones are based on the S30 Plus platform, which comprises feature phones. Future Lumia smartphones fell out of this license and couldn't be released bearing the Nokia brand. In October 2014, it was announced that future Lumia devices would carry the Microsoft name and logo instead of Nokia. Microsoft Mobile is one of Microsoft's various hardware divisions. Others include Surface, Band, HoloLens and Xbox. History. With the acquisition of Nokia's Devices and Services division, Microsoft re-entered the smartphone market after its previous attempt, Microsoft Kin. A result of their acquisition of Danger, Inc. was poorly received. 2011 to 2013. Partnership between Microsoft and Nokia. In February 2011, Stephen Elop and Microsoft's CEO Steve Ballmer jointly announced a major business partnership between the two companies, which would see Nokia adopt Windows Phone as its primary platform on future smartphones, replacing both Symbian and MeeGo. The deal also included the use of Bing as the search engine on Nokia devices, and the integration of Nokia Maps into Microsoft's own mapping services. Nokia announced that it would still release one device running the MeeGo platform in 2011, but that it would devote fewer resources to future development of the platform, and that it would phase out Symbian entirely. Aligning with Microsoft had been considered a possibility by analysts due to Elop's prior employment with the company. Nokia unveiled its first Windows Phone 7-based devices, the high-end Lumia 800 and the mid-range Lumia 710, on the 26th of October 2011 at its Nokia World Conference. After this announcement, Nokia's share price fell about 14%, its biggest drop since July 2009. Nokia's smartphone sales, which had previously increased, collapsed. From the beginning of 2011 until 2013, Nokia fell from number 1 to number 10 in smartphone sales. Amid falling sales, Nokia posted a loss of €368 million for Q2 2011, while in Q2 2010 realized a profit of €227 million. On September 2011, Nokia announced it will end another 3,500 jobs worldwide, including the closure of its Cluj factory in Romania. As Nokia was the largest mobile phone and smartphone manufacturer worldwide at the time, it was suggested the alliance would help Windows Phone. Nokia was overtaken by Apple as the world's biggest smartphone maker by volume in June 2011. In August 2011, Chris Weber, head of Nokia's subsidiary in the US, stated, "The reality is if we are not successful with Windows Phone, it doesn't matter what we do." He further added, "North America is a priority for Nokia because it is a key market for Microsoft." Nokia reported, well above 1 million, sales for its Lumia line up to the 26th of January 2012, 2 million sales for the first quarter of 2012, and 4 million for the second quarter of 2012. In this quarter, Nokia only sold 600,000 smartphones in North America. For comparison, Nokia sold more than 30 million Symbian devices worldwide in Q4 2010, and the Nokia N8 alone sold almost 4 million in its first quarter. In Q2 2012, 26 million iPhones and 105 million Android phones shipped. compared to only 6.8 million devices with Symbian and 5.4 million with Windows Phone. While announcing an alliance with Groupon, Allope declared, "The competition is not with other device manufacturers, it's with Google." In June 2012, Nokia chairman Risto Siilasmaa told journalists that Nokia had a contingency plan in the event that Windows Phone failed, but did not specify what it was. On 8 February 2012, Nokia Corp. announced 4,000 layoffs at smartphone manufacturing plants in Europe by the end of 2012 to move assembly closer to component suppliers in Asia. On 14 June 2012, Nokia announced 10,000 layoffs globally by the end of 2013 and shut production and research sites in Finland, Germany and Canada in line with continuing losses and the stock price falling to its lowest point since 1996. In total, Nokia laid off 24,500 employees by the end of 2013. On 18 June 2012, Moody's downgraded Nokia's bond rating to junk. Nokia CEO admitted that the company's inability to foresee rapid changes in the mobile phone industry was one of the major reasons for the problems. On 4 May 2012, a group of Nokia investors filed a class action against the company as a result of disappointing sales. On the 22nd of August 2012, it was reported that a group of Finnish Nokia investors were considering gathering signatures for the removal of Allope as CEO. In December 2012, Nokia announced that it would be selling its headquarters Nokia House for €170 million and leasing it back in the long term. This decision was taken to slash costs as the company was during a financial crisis of falling revenues. In January 2013, Nokia reported 6.6 million smartphone sales for Q4 2012, consisting of 2.2 million Symbian and 4.4 million sales of Lumia devices. In North America, only 700,000 mobile phones were sold including smartphones. In May 2013, Nokia released the Asha platform for its low-end borderline smartphone devices. The Verge commented that this may be a recognition on the part of Nokia that they are unable to move Windows Phone into the bottom end of smartphone devices fast enough and may be hedging their commitment to the Windows Phone platform. In the same month, Nokia announced its partnership with the world's largest cellular operator China Mobile to offer Nokia's new Windows-based phone, the Lumia 920, as Lumia 920T, an exclusive Chinese variant. The partnership was a bid by Nokia to connect with China Mobile's 700 million person customer base. Following the second quarter of 2013, Nokia made an operating loss of €115 million, with revenues falling 24% to €5.7 billion. Despite sales figures for the Lumia exceeding those of BlackBerry's handsets during the same period. Over the 9 quarters prior to the second quarter of 2013, Nokia sustained €4.1 billion worth of operating losses. The company experienced particular problems in both China and the US. In the former, Nokia's handset revenues are the lowest since 2002. While in the US, Francisco Geronimo, analyst for research company IDC, stated, Nokia continues to show no signs of recovery in the US market. High investments, high expectations, low results. In July 2013, Nokia announced that Lumia sales were 7.4 million for the second quarter of the year, a record high. While Nokia Lumia sales might have been a record high, Windows Phone in general still lacked momentum and lacked global market share, but scored progressively better than other competing mobile platforms such as BlackBerry. Despite Nokia's falling concentration and commitment to the Windows Phone platform, Nokia dominated Windows Phone's market share, representing 83.3% of all Windows Phones sold in June 2013. And by October 2013, Nokia's Lumia line held over a 90% market share of all Windows phones in circulation. 2013 to 2014. Acquisition of Nokia's mobile phone business. On the 2nd of September 2013, Microsoft announced that it would acquire Nokia's mobile device business in a deal worth €3.79 billion. Along with another €1.65 billion to license Nokia's portfolio of patents for 10 years, a deal totaling at over €5.4 billion. Steve Ballmer considered the purchase to be a bold step into the future for both companies, primarily as a result of its recent collaboration. It was also part of Ballmer's long-term vision of transforming Microsoft into a devices and services company. Pending regulatory approval, the acquisition was originally expected to close in early 2014. In an interview with Helsingin Sanomat, former Nokia executive Ansa Vanjoki commented that the Microsoft deal was inevitable due to the failed strategy of Stephen Elope. In March 2014, it was announced that the acquisition of Nokia's mobile phone business would not be completed by the end of March as expected, but instead was delayed until April of that year due to problems with regulators in Asia. The acquisition of Nokia's mobile phones business by Microsoft was closed on the 25th of April 2014 for slightly more than the originally stated €5.44 billion. Nokia's mobile phone assets became a part of Microsoft Mobile, a new subsidiary of Microsoft based in Finland, while Microsoft licensed the Nokia brand under a 10-year agreement. Nokia agreed not to use its name on smartphones and will be subject to a non-compete clause preventing it from producing any mobile devices under the Nokia name through the 31st of December 2015. Microsoft acquired the Asha and Lumia brands as part of the deal, and are also licensing the Nokia brand from Nokia, as well as the Nokia Pura View and Clear Black, Nokia Surge, Nokia Mural, and Symbian-related trademarks were acquired by Microsoft. Further, the deal included 8,500 design-related patents being transferred by Nokia to Microsoft, and Microsoft will be licensed 30,000 utility patents by Nokia on a non-exclusive basis for 10 years. While Microsoft retains a limited license to use the Nokia name and logo on feature phones, the company was only granted a transitional license to the Nokia brand name on smartphones. As part of the deal, a number of Nokia executives joined Microsoft. Stephen Elope became the head of Microsoft's devices team. Risto Siilasmaa replaced Elope as interim CEO, before the appointment of Rajiv Suri. On 17 July 2014, it was reported that a major round of layoffs, a total of over 18,000 across the entire company, would occur at Microsoft over the next year. The majority of this layoffs will be in relation to the integration of Nokia's former staff into Microsoft, in an effort to reduce redundancy. It was also reported that Microsoft had ended future development of Nokia's Asha Series 40 and X lines in favor of focusing exclusively on Windows Phone. Shortly after the acquisition, Microsoft discontinued Nokia's smartwatch prototype codenamed Moonraker, but was ultimately dropped in favor for the Microsoft Band 2014 to present as a division of Microsoft 2014 even after the acquisition of Nokia's mobile device business by Microsoft. Several Lumia devices were unveiled by Microsoft Mobile in September 2014 that still carried the Nokia name, including the Lumia 830 and Lumia 735. In July 2014, it had been reported by EvLeaks that Microsoft was attempting to license the Nokia name in a co-branding scheme, which would have possibly seen future devices branded as Nokia by Microsoft. As a part of the change of ownership, the social network pages have also been rebranded as Microsoft Lumia rather than Microsoft Mobile to emphasize their focus on Windows Phone as opposed to other Nokia mobile phones, while also changing their social network pages of Windows Phone to the new Microsoft Lumia branding. To reflect this change, Nokia Conversations has also been rebranded as Lumia Conversations, TV to Lumia Conversations UK. Though the rebranding has not been consistent, as the Nokia Army has been renamed the Spartan Nation and the support site for legacy phones, accessories, as well as other Nokia-branded devices and services. Nokia Discussions has been renamed the Microsoft Mobile Community, and all Nokia's mobile applications retained by Microsoft were rebranded as Lumia. In December 2014, Microsoft discontinued the Nokia Sync service, which uses Nokia's account service to synchronize contacts and general phone information in favor of other offerings such as Microsoft OneDrive, which uses Microsoft accounts as part of the transition from Nokia accounts to Microsoft accounts. Due to the discontinuation of Nokia accounts, Nokia Mail and Nokia Chat closed in March and offered migration services to Microsoft's Outlook.com and Skype until April 2015, and Nokia accounts were closed on the 25th of April 2015. The rebranding started in 2014 with Microsoft moving all Nokia.com content to Microsoft.com, while all aspects of the Nokia Corporation not acquired by Microsoft were temporarily placed on the company.nokia.com website. The migration included legacy mobile telephone content dating back from Nokia's first devices and additional support software and Nokia services and communities. The migration officially started with the British Nokia site in September 2014. Most of Nokia's social media sites were rebranded under the Microsoft Lumia brand as opposed to Microsoft Mobile. In September 2014, Microsoft announced Windows 10 operating system, a common platform for smartphones, tablets, laptops and Xbox. It will be made available for their Lumia line of smartphones. Due to the position of Microsoft Lumia devices being first-party hardware by Microsoft, Lumia handsets were the first to receive the Windows Insider preview. In October 2014, Microsoft announced that future Lumia devices would be branded with the Microsoft name and logo rather than Nokia. In November 2014, Microsoft announced its first self-branded phone, Microsoft Lumia 535. In November 2014, the Lumia Beta Apps division launched the Lumia Cinemagraph Beta, which migrated content from Nokia's website to Microsoft OneDrive, and subsequently implemented this feature in Lumia Cinemagraph. Previously, cinemagraphs used to be synchronized via the Nokia memory site. The change was made in relation to migrating all content from Nokia's sites to Microsoft's services. 2015. To compete in developing markets, Microsoft launched various low and mid-range devices such as the Microsoft Lumia 430 Dual SIM, Microsoft Lumia 532, Microsoft Lumia 435, Microsoft Lumia 640, Microsoft Lumia 640 XL, and Microsoft Lumia 540 Dual SIM to boost Windows Phone sales and increase market share. Low-price Lumia devices have proven to be a successful endeavor for Microsoft, as despite not launching a flagship Lumia device, they sold 10.5 million Lumia handsets in Q2 2015 as compared to 8.2 million during the same quarter in the prior year. As a consequence of competing in the low price ranges, the Microsoft Lumia 535 gained the same level of popularity as its predecessor, the Nokia Lumia 520, citing high sales in key markets such as India and Brazil. and that Microsoft would not concentrate on releasing a high-end Microsoft Lumia device until the launch of the Windows 10 operating system. In Microsoft's Q3 fiscal quarter report, Microsoft stated that their sales increased by 6.5% as compared to a year earlier due to the inclusion of Nokia's handset division, selling a total of 8.6 million Lumia handsets, and 25.7 million non-Lumia handsets, which has been steadily declining over the years. Though compared to the earlier three quarters, Q3 2015 was a massive decline in respect with preceding sales, which is a common phenomenon after the increased sales that occurred during holiday seasons. Despite increased sales over past quarters, the overall costs of R&D and other costs of revenue exceeded the sales by $4 million. And Microsoft made a loss of 12 cents on every mobile telephone the company sold before factoring in marketing, research and development, and other expenses. Microsoft stated that most Lumia devices will be able to upgrade from Windows Phone 8.1 to Windows 10 Mobile. In February 2015, Joe Belfiore stated that Microsoft was working on a version of 10 for low-end devices with 512 megabytes of RAM, specifically citing the Nokia Lumia 520, a model which at the time represented 24.5% of all Windows Phone devices sold, but reaffirmed that not all of its features would be supported on these devices. Devices running the Windows 10 Mobile preview can roll back using the Windows Phone Recovery Tool, an application based on earlier Microsoft Mobile technology, and Windows 10's camera application is based on the Lumia camera. On the 28th of April 2015, Microsoft opened the first Microsoft Priority Reseller store in the Indian city of Gurgaon, Haryana, as a move to rebrand all their Nokia stores worldwide. At the time, Microsoft had 15,684 retail outlets and 324 Nokia care centers. Besides selling Lumia and Nokia-branded feature phone handsets, the Microsoft Priority Reseller stores would also offer Surface and Xbox devices as a move to make the stores more about Microsoft as opposed to solely selling Microsoft Mobile's telephone handsets. Though not all outlets would get rebranded, as in India of the 8,872 stores, only 441 retail centers would get a total overhaul, while others would simply get rebranded to Microsoft Mobile Reseller stores. On the 3rd of June 2015, Microsoft announced the new Nokia Series 30 Plus powered Nokia 105 and Nokia 105 dual SIM devices, named after a 2013 device which sold 80 million handsets worldwide. The Nokia 105 and Nokia 105 dual SIM are primarily aimed at business and traveling users as well as first-time mobile telephone owners, and are marketed as a backup device for smartphone owners. In June 2015, Microsoft took over naming rights to Nokia Theatre LA Live, a 7,100-seat concert hall in Los Angeles was rebranded as the Microsoft Theatre. And as a part of this rebranding, Microsoft would supply and install new AV equipment and renovate public spaces, and LA Live's 40,000 square foot outdoor plaza will be known as Microsoft Square, and Club Nokia, a 2,300-seat venue in the plaza, would also see a future rebranding scheme. On the 8th of July 2015, Bloomberg reported a planned restructuring of Microsoft Mobile, including a $7.6 billion write-down on the acquisition of Nokia's mobile device business, planned layoffs of up to 7,800 jobs, and a plan to downsize its first-party smartphone business to release fewer devices per year and pull out of underperforming markets. Other than hardware cuts, Microsoft also realigned the sales and marketing unit, where the Microsoft Mobile Devices sales team was integrated into the Consumer Channels Group, and 2,300 of the job cuts affected would be in Finland, primarily in the town of Salo, where Microsoft had been manufacturing Lumia phones. In October 2015, Microsoft announced the first Lumia devices running on Windows 10 Mobile, the Microsoft Lumia 950, Microsoft's Lumia 950 XL and Microsoft Lumia 550. Microsoft Lumia 950 and Microsoft Lumia 950 XL are flagship phones, whereas the Microsoft Lumia 550 is a budget phone. These phones are the first to feature Microsoft's Continuum technology, which allows users to plug their handsets into the Microsoft Display dock. From that dock, the phones can be connected to a computer monitor and used essentially as a Windows PC. These phones also feature the USB Type-C connector.